Well, Kathy said she's going to hang out and talk with us a little bit for our Hot Topics today. And I'm glad you're here because we might need some legal help with this one. Linda, our first Hot Topic is something you can be glad you did not have to deal with growing up. Revenge porn. Seriously, 38 states now have laws against this, including Florida. And it sounds funny until it happens to you. The latest public embarrassment, Rob Kardashian and his ex-fiancée, Blac Chyna. She is considering taking legal action after Kardashian posted explicit photos of her all over social media. California, where the couple resides, has strict laws regarding non-consensual pornography. Lawyers say it is unprecedented for somebody with such a vast social media reach to use the influence to disseminate nude photos. Kardashian has 7 million followers.
Oh.
That's
Will
a lot.
he go to jail, Kathy?
Oh. Well, she's raising her hand.
Go to jail
Nikki, you got a comment in there? Or you...
I hope it's what I'm thinking.
And you're going to go to the
We
bathroom?
all know how Kim Kardashian got her fame.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be honest.
Are we serious?
And that was no staged. I mean, that was not. She totally knew what she was doing. Let's be honest. I mean, that was part of it. And then they basically hired Paris Hilton to parade around with her in Australia. Like, it's basically, this is all for attention. So.
I was going to say that. Not just Kim Kardashian, but anyone who follows the history of this Blac Chyna chick.
Oh, Lord.
She walks around naked anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, so nothing that was shown is anything that hadn't been seen.
She liked the photo.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a big
I was going to
problem.
say, in
to
court
show
that
any
may...
distress, she liked the photo.
She hit like
Yeah, she hit like when she saw herself naked.
on her Facebook page.
And now she's all distressed because, like, that. Some people, and I hate to say this, sometimes women take it to another level to showcase their bodies, and she's definitely one of those people that walk around completely naked. There are pictures of her, her butt, her breasts, all over.
But listen, if that's what she wants to do, it's fine. But if somebody else reposts it or you have it out there, then you have to be willing to say, hey,
But
I
that's
put
my
it out
point.
there.
How are you going to
So,
get mad if you do this on a regular basis?
Although
Well,
Kim
though it's a
Kardashian
different thing.
is kind of a psychopath.
Yeah. My first husband, 40 years after we were divorced, 40 years after we were divorced, called me and said, would you like to get married again? And I said, no. And he said, okay, I'm going to call all your friends and say bad things about you. Now, if there'd been any video,
I
we would
was
have
just
put it
going
out
to say,
there.
imagine if you had naked pictures that he had.
Unfortunately, they didn't have cameras in my days.
Can we just discuss how immature and how old was this man? I'm going to go call all your friends and say...
72.
This guy, I mean,
And all my
seriously.
friends already knew everything about that marriage if they could remember that far back.
Yeah, be like, oh, I remember you, yeah.
But he would have totally done that, so I can see how that could be really bad.
It's much easier to, to have charges and that kind of thing, liability, when it comes to the average
Person,
Joe.
I'm the average Joe.
A celebrity, it's very hard to prove
Yeah.
this.
Well, and it does happen to the innocent, although, and I'm going to sound like a bad person saying this, but once you have taken those type of pictures, you have to expect they could show up anywhere. You know, I mean, as a parent now, kids snap those things thinking they're funny and sending them all over the
And
place.
thinking they're sexy or not, because when it ends up on the internet,
It's
something
going to.
like this.
My general rule in my house is if you take a picture of any kind, you have to expect that it will end up on the internet. Linda, your mother told you
My
that.
mother said, anything you do, expect it to be on the front page of the paper. Don't take a picture you don't want on the front page of the paper. So I've taken a lot I wanted on there that didn't make it.
All right, well, speaking of bodies, ESPN's Body Issue hits the stands today. It is the 8th year the sports magazine examines athletic bodies. The athletes strip down for photos, and then they open up about why they are proud of their bodies. Now, their parts are strategically covered, and since this is a family show, we covered them a little bit more. But I got to tell you, when you read the backstories about the athletes and their insecurities, I mean, I look at some of these bodies like Carolina, the tennis player, and I'm like, oh, I mean, she looks just like a perfect model. But she says, my thighs are big because I play tennis, and my arms are uneven because I hit right-handed.
Yeah.
And, they have the same insecurities we do.
I went to the ESPYs one year, and it was so beautiful because when you walked in, it was all of these photos, like just giant, and they were just there, and you could see every little chisel and cut, and it was just such an amazing, the athlete's body is just such a, I mean, it's just superhuman. I love that they do that because it is. It's like we look at them as such incredible kind of like superhumans, but nothing's perfect. Like you see a lot of it. You see a lot of scars. You see a lot of everything.
They
I
look
love
perfect
them.
to me.
I think it's therapy for a lot of people because sometimes just everybody has things about their body that when they see it, they see something else.
Yeah,
You know, I'm looking at you and I'm like, oh, you look perfect. And you look at yourself and you're like, oh, I look fat.
Yeah.
And I think this just lets you understand that it isn't just us. It's even the superstars that really work on their muscle tone and, you know,
And I'm
try
sure
to do
a
that
few of
job.
them are like, I look great, you know?
It's
They
not
have to.
about sex. For once, the
Yeah.
naked body in that way is not about sex. It is about athleticism.
Did you
and
see them?
I was going to say, okay, that's some of those pictures.
Maybe we thought about sex. We won't admit that.
Maybe that wasn't the intent,
You're right,
but
but
you
And
have
the
people
football
with
players
minds.
we knew, they thought they looked pretty good.
Probably selling some magazines, I'm thinking. Now, well, speaking of more naked, fashionista Celine Dion's latest Vogue spread is missing something. Clothes. Shots of 49-year-old Dion are all over Vogue's Instagram account. It was meant to talk about her couture clothing, but it included one nude. Celine has been photographed lately in all types of custom designer looks that are made specifically for her show. No word on why she did do some of the posing without clothes.
They didn't look nude. You
Was
can't
that the
see
nude?
anything.
The nude was the first one where she was sitting on a
But she
chair.
doesn't have to do
can't
that.
see
I don't think
anything.
she should have done
I
it.
totally agree
But
with
you
you,
can't
Linda.
see
It's not
anything.
that you could see it. What's the point?
But
Yeah.
if she wanted to, she can do that because she's Celine.
I don't like that at all. I think she's a great lady. She's very sophisticated.
I thought it
And she-
cheapened her.
I
Yeah,
think
that
she's
didn't-
doing it for media exposure. It's like, that's
doesn't
what's
need
hot.
media
That's what
exposure.
she's
When was the
probably.
last time we talked about her?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, one of our producers said that this morning. It's the first thing that's made her relevant in a decade, you know? And
So
Being
I think
naked,
that's what
that's
it's
horrible.
about. I
Yeah,
think that's
no,
exactly
I
what it's
agree.
about.
But you couldn't even see anything.
Well, she
So
did it
she probably-
tastefully, but she's
she
still
probably-
naked.
She
Yeah.
probably actually has clothes on.
Yeah,
You
it's
couldn't
like
see
naked.
anything.
Oh, I
It's
see
not
what
real
you mean.
naked.
She may be wearing like a bra and underwear.
She just wanted to
Yeah.
talk. Could be. Linda, why are all these stories naked on your birthday? Have you
I don't
noticed
know
that?
because I have no intention of getting that.
'Cause she's going to Ireland naked.
I take a bath with all my clothes on now.
Well, Kathy, this one's going to offend you, I think, because I know Linda has the way of doing
that
that.
happens quite often.
Speaking
Like, I
of
knew I
naked
didn't agree with
news, this time it's about your grandma, or in Kathy's case, her mom. She's getting naked. I know it's a creepy thought, but researchers say it is a myth that people lose interest in sex as they age. Often people that are older have more than one partner, and they have an alarmingly low rate of contraceptive use. Also, physical attraction still exists and deepens as we age.
I don't know why this is so disgusting to you guys.
I don't
You should
either.
ask the yes.
I'm not grossed out by the old people. I'm just grossed out by my mother.
How do you think you got here?
Nobody wants to hear that about their mother.
I agree.
I can tell you absolutely that it's no different than it was when you were 25. Okay, we don't make out in the back seat anymore. We can afford hotels, but the attraction is still the same. You still have the same feelings.
In some ways, I could see it might be better because as we mature as people, we're less hopefully hung up on some of the things you can't do anything about.
You know where to turn the lights out, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get pregnant, so there's that.
Well, but it's a little bit of a problem, though, because people don't use any sort
Yes.
of protection, and the rate of disease in older people and
I've been crazy.
yeah, it
Very
is
high.
really high.
Like
so.
that Villages
Yeah, so we
statistic that
joked
everybody
Well,
about
my
that
friends are
story.
not having any problem with this, I'll have to tell you.
Okay.
But you know, okay, don't listen. My old boyfriend came back after 50 years. We hadn't seen each other in 50 years. The attraction was the same. It was exactly the same as it was when we were 20.
She hopped right back in bed with him, Kathy. That's what she's telling you.
I'm mortified also. This is not even my fault.
This is why I provide champagne. That way everybody can get through this.
I want to believe that it doesn't change and that it gets better. I really do. I'm so happy because God forbid that you only have this little limited time because that's a really important part of your life. Let's be honest. Like
Sex?
Yes. I mean, think about how much happier you are after you have it. You know, like you need to let off. So I think that that's awesome. I would be so upset if I thought like we just had this
If
like
it
certain
went
amount of
away.
time.
Life
cut
is
off.
not over when
Linda,
you pass
I love
50.
your birthday celebration.
Yeah.
We're letting it all
It
out
should
there.
make you
I
think
know
that
what to
getting
get
older
Linda
is
for-
not a bad thing. It just gets more and more fun.
I know what to get Linda for her birthday.
I don't want to ask. Now we're going to commercial.
No,
All right. Joey says wrap. He's starting to blush. We are going to check out our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, we're going to get Linda ready for her birthday travels. Stay with us.